What it do, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I am so happy to be sitting here with you guys today, and I'm so ecstatic. So today is going to be my latest video in my must-have must-gag series. This is my series I created inspired by Samantha March's Will I Buy It series. I always have her series and the community playlist linked down below, as well as all of the Instagram pages I follow to get all of this makeup knowledge. And lastly, but certainly not least, I always have everything listed and linked down below. If there is an asterisk behind the link, that means that it is an affiliated link. I get a very small commission for you shopping through it, but there is no additional fee for you. So I would appreciate if you shop through it, but if you don't, it's no big deal at all. I am just truly happy that you are here watching my video and just interested in learning anything new that I can provide for you guys. So it has been about a week, a little bit under, since I've uploaded on my channel. Life has just been rough. I try to keep you guys up to date on like what's going on my community posts, but as you guys know, I'm currently in school and this is the last month of the semester, which means we are in crunch time, and the amount of time that I thought previously I had to kind of get some things done has definitely shrunk. So things have just been a lot to burden, in addition to, you know, all of the extra things that I'm doing in my life as well. So once again, as always, thank you guys for, you know, giving me that latitude. Let's talk about the new things that I have already received. I have not received a lot of new makeup that I have not showcased on my channel. There are some Ulta things that I have picked up here and there, and I do intend to do a video on it. It's just time. But the one independently owned brand that I've received some things that I picked up recently was from Adept Cosmetics. I picked up their Ketracel white palette, which is a highlighter palette. There are two creams and two powders. I will put on the screen right now the little short that I actually filmed. Unfortunately, I was unable to upload it here on YouTube, but it is available on my Instagram. And I did just literally right now, while I was doing this full face, film me using two of the shades. So they are the highlighter combination that I have. So I have one of the creams down and one of the powders down. So far I am enjoying the product, and I definitely think that this is going to be a product that I will get some use out of. I can't wait to really compare it to some of my favorite creams and some of my favorite powders, just to get more feeling on it. But you guys know I absolutely love Adept Cosmetics. I pretty much have almost all of their products, not everything, but I have pretty much everything, and they're definitely a brand that I will continue to purchase from a lot this year. And I do believe I have a palette that I'll be talking about from them in this video. But with that said, I am going to scoot over. I'm going to pull up my Instagram app, go to my folder, and we're going to talk about the new releases. Okay, so while I'm doing that, I actually forgot to say that I did not fully film this makeup look, but I did film certain parts. So any of the shorts or reels that I have filmed, if they are up by the time I'm uploading this video, I will have them linked down below. But also, if there's enough room in the description box, I will link all of the items that are on my face. Otherwise, I will have it in the pinned comment. So just stay tuned if you are interested and you don't see the pinned comment. That most likely just means that I have uploaded this during a time where I just literally can't upload that pinned comment, but it will be coming soon. First thing I want to talk about is the fact that Essence Cosmetics has come out with new bronzer sticks. These are 3 different shades. Essence, in my opinion, when it comes to complexion products, tend not to be very diverse and really people of color friendly. So I generally don't pay attention to Essence at all. And I don't think that this is going to be a release that really makes me look at them at all. Yes, they have a shade that appears to be dark skin friendly, but once you look at it swatched on the darker skin model, it pretty much blends into her skin or becomes non-existent. Now, I will not say that I am the same depth or skin tone as that darker skin model, because I'm not. I'm definitely lighter than her or him, them. But I don't like that vibe. If you guys really want to see me test it out, like I said, I am prepping for a bronzer hunt, which I am very hopeful will still be coming up. Like I said, this last couple of weeks in the month of May are going to be really fast paced for me, but hopefully once June comes and things happen, things will cool down and I can really have more time to test out products, etc., etc. Long story short, if you guys want to see me test this out, it is only $5. So just let me know and I could definitely pick it up. BH Cosmetics has come out with a summer collection in which they have a whole bunch of cheek products. They have highlighters, blushes, lip oils maybe. Yep, they have some lip oils and they have some bronzers. I could be interested in this collection, but if we're being honest, there's nothing in this collection that is really gravitating towards me. For me, if this became available on Ulta and I wanted to do like a new full face of Ulta makeup or something like that, then maybe I'd pick up one of those, like that bright orangey blush, although it looks matte and I don't get as much use out of matte blushes that are powder anymore. I also definitely could see me getting a bronzer like without even a question, although none of those undertones look perfect for me. So yeah, once again, let me know if you really want to see me feature it on my skin tone. Otherwise, I could see me passing maybe when they have a sale that is of any kind of interest to me. Menagerie Cosmetics seems to be sneak peeking quite a bit actually. I think I have two products to talk about specifically for them. They've been sneak peeking their Authorine palette, which I think they're kind of inspired by their Authorine blushes. They had a whole blush range that I think was quite popular. So they are now coming out with a eyeshadow palette. They also revamped their Claws palette. I don't think I ever talked about this. And to be quite honest, I don't actually know the difference between the two. But to me, it's cute. I honestly would have gotten rid of that pop of green, although I get the kind of reasoning behind it. I think that like light lime green is a very popular pop lately, which a lot of people enjoy, but I don't know, it just doesn't seem like this palette is really bringing a lot to my collection potentially. They're also coming back with their setting powders, which they sent out to a couple of influencers, but I never heard anybody really raving about them, so I never picked any up. And I believe there's actually maybe one other thing. No, I think that's all that Menagerie has like sneak peeked and said that they're coming out very soon. It has been some years since I have actually purchased from the brand actively. I just kind of fell out of love with their color schemes, and I felt like kind of similar to what they said in their description of the relaunch of Claws. I felt like they were trying to just make fetch happen so hard that they were just doing too much for me. And I, don't get me wrong, I like a unique color scheme, but it also has to make sense. So I do appreciate how this color scheme of the Claws really does make sense, and I'll look forward to seeing what their Authorine palette looks like. And then I think I completely missed the fact that I forgot to say that they're also coming out with metal toppers as well. That was the third release. So they have so much coming out. Let me know if you're still in love with the brand and what you think of these releases. Moira is coming out with some powder foundations that are in like a cream compact kind of cushion situation. I've never tried Moira. I know that I think Jessica just did a full face of Moira Beauty, and I think that was quite popular, so I'm sure she would be potentially interested in testing this particular product out. I've recently got quite a few base products between foundations, powders, stuff like that, so I think I'm going to personally chill, but power to you if you're interested. I hope this works for you. And it's only $20 and there are 20 shades available. LH Cosmetics has come out with their Infinity bronzer, and LH Cosmetics is one of those brands that I have tried in the past, and I actually did enjoy the things that I've tried, but because they are a European based brand, I find that I have difficulty kind of keeping up with their releases because of that shipping price, right? So they also came out with some new shades in their like lip balm stick formula. I don't remember. I think it's called their Fanta sticks. They also came out with some new shades of that more so recently. I don't think I talked about them. I actually have already gone through a full Fanta stick and I did enjoy that formula. I would say it's more similar to the Makeup by Mario stick balm glowy thing, but it doesn't have that minty finish. It feels like a balm, but it still has some color to it. So I definitely think that their products are great. I did have a full kind of glittery shimmery eyeshadow palette that I sold because I just didn't get a lot of use out of that particular product. And there are some shadow palettes that I was kind of interested in potentially picking up. So who knows? I could see me being intrigued by this bronzer, but I just don't see how this bronzer would actually work on my skin tone. That's the thing. I just don't see it being dark enough. So yeah, let me know down below once again, are you interested in seeing it? Something that I know I will not be picking up is this Guerlain bronzer. I absolutely know it's not going to work for me. I've already gone through the phase of picking up a Guerlain bronzer, thinking it's going to work. It did not. Easy skip. Huda Beauty is coming out with a multi-faceted product for lips and cheeks, and it's basically a cheek stain. I like the idea of this, but I would never use it as a cheek product. I would use it as a lip stain. That said, I literally just recently picked up quite a few lip stains from K beauty brands, so I'm gonna pass on this product, but I will definitely be watching the reviews because I know quite a few YouTubers are going to be picking it up that I follow. Tarte is coming out with some more formulations and kind of shades in their Maracuja line. This time these are pH adjusting lip plumpers. None of these shades speak to me. I also am no longer like as obsessed with the pH as I was when I first got into makeup, so definitely gonna pass. These are some limited edition body mist from Seoul De Janeiro. I would love to try these. I've seen quite a few YouTubers showcase these and like give their opinions, and it seems like the two that a lot more people say are somewhat useful to have picked up are the Bikini Seasons and Win in Rio, depending on the YouTuber and of course their scent and their nose. Depends on which one they prefer, but pretty much I've heard none of the YouTubers that I personally follow fall in love with Do Not Disturb. So I definitely would love to get my nose on this. I don't actively go into Sephora's, so like I said, we'll see what happens, but I'm not running to get these, and I do know that these do tend to sell out. The last round sold out before I kind of got the urge to pick them up. And I do have two body mists from the brand, and although I do enjoy the body mist, I find that they are kind of the equivalent of Bath and Body Works, except for a step up in my collection. So I would definitely reach for my full-on perfumes, my full-on colognes, even if they're in travel sizes, quicker than I would reach for those, unless I like don't want the scent to last on me long. And so for that, I say why not just do Bath and Body Works sometimes. But regardless, I think I'm gonna pass for them, at least for right now. The next collection, I actually did pick up some things, and I was quite surprised. I wasn't expecting me to, but I did, and I kind of don't know how I feel about it. So this is the Glamlight and Scooby-Doo collection. Basically, they released quite a few things: an eyeshadow palette, a blush duo, some lip sets, and a handheld mirror, some brushes, and some lip product duos, and a makeup bag. And I really liked the idea of it. I loved the color scheme of the palette, and since I have enjoyed Glamlight in the past, I was never really obsessed with them like some other people are, but I think they're nice, and as long as I can see a variety in depth and formulation already in the palette, I've decided, I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up. And I also did pick up, I think, one other palette as well. But my qualms with this collection in particular is the fact that none of the products will be restocking. So I picked this up and I want to show it to you guys. And if you didn't pick it up, it doesn't matter if you're interested in it because it's not going to be available. And so sometimes I just don't like that personally, but there is that. Maybe if people are really asking them to restock, they'll renew their licensing for this collection. But as of right now, I am excited for the products that I did pick up, and when I do receive them, I will go ahead and showcase it to you all. Gloss Gods, which I believe is a Swedish-based indie brand, is coming up with a new eyeshadow palette, and this one is their What's Your Power palette. I think this is a beautiful palette. I love the combination of mattes and shimmers, multi-chromes. There's really a nice amount of texture. My biggest thing that I don't like about this particular palette is there's absolutely no depth. Now I understand it is a more pastel palette, so I completely understand why there is no depth, but I already have enough pastel palettes, and I have pastel palettes that actually do give me some depth and some texture and some thickness, and so I just don't feel I need this, but it looks absolutely beautiful. This post does not say how expensive it is, but I'm sure it's beautiful. And yeah, I think I'm gonna pass though nonetheless. Maybelline is also coming out with some color sticks. I've really been enjoying these color eye sticks personally. I think they add some value to my collection for my everyday eyeshadow look. Specifically, even like today, I did a very basic eyeshadow look, and I did start it off with a cream base. That's the main times that I actually reach for my cream bases. With that known, I have quite a few, and I really do either love or hate a formula, and I don't tend to love a lot of Maybelline products, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and personally pass. Something that I was just interested in because I loved the variety that was presented is by CXC Beauty. They are coming out with 3 different yellow palettes, and I love that personally. You guys know I absolutely love yellows. And my eyes really gravitated towards the trio, which is Radio Waves Mini. I really think that this is a beautiful palette. When I see the swatches on the darker skin tone, it looks a little ashy. It doesn't look very thick. The actual mattes look very thin, which I am not a huge fan of personally. So I think I'm gonna actually ultimately pass on picking this palette up, but I love the idea of this palette. And if you have a lighter complexion, maybe the palette will still work for you. MIKA Beauty is coming out with a very beautiful palette. This is the Forever Young palette, and this has 2 rows of mattes and 1 row of what looks to be maybe multi-chromes. Yeah, and it's 38 euros and 50 pence, I believe, is their cent equivalent. It looks beautiful. I love the color scheme. I love the fact that one row is lighter shades and the kind of other matte row is the deepener shade, so you can do like a completed look down the columns, or you can go, you know, mix and match. I think that this is a beautiful palette. I probably won't be picking it up. I have so much, I don't have a lot of time, so I'm really trying to narrow down my choices. But this is an absolutely beautiful palette, and if you do pick this brand palette up, please definitely let me know. L'Oreal is coming out with some liquid lipsticks. I'm not a liquid lipstick girl. I've really come to finding what works best for me in certain categories, and I really just think that for me, when it comes to lips, I want something that's going to be glossy or moisturizing somehow, some way. So you guys, I think I'm going to be doing like maybe a declutter or kind of certain collection videos in June, where I just kind of get rid of things that I'm not using. There's no point in letting them sit here and collect dust. They can just honestly just be thrown away, because there's certain products that I just know I'm not going to reach for anymore. Maybe in the past I was going to use them, and maybe in the past I actually did, but now in my current, I just don't get any use out of them, and there's no reason for them to just be sitting here. Ritual Defy is coming out with their own foundation, and this is a weightless serum foundation. From what I remember hearing, this is an oil-based product, and so that just doesn't make sense to me for my skin type. I am combination oily, so I'm not going to be picking this up, although I do think that the combination of a fantastic primer with this product, it could definitely work for me long term. But I also just don't try a lot of Ritual Defy products, and the ones that I have tried, I believe I actually decluttered both of them. So it's just not something that I think I need to pick up, but I do think this is a decent shade range, and you could probably find something that would work for you if you were interested. Giorgio Armani is also adding to their Luminous Silk Liquid Glow range, and this time they're adding bronzer drops. None of those shades are going to be dark enough for me, so this is an easy pass. And yeah, it's that simple for me. Something that I'm actually kind of interested in, I don't know if it's the time and seeing these shades. I don't know what it is, but I'm kind of interested in this now. Is a Kaja Bento Trio box. So in each box, they have a blush, a highlighter, and a bronzer. And basically with this release, I think they just kind of padded out their range where they have a trio available for a plethora of skin tones. Now they have 5 trios, and obviously I think I would be the darkest trio, which is Mocha Mellow. I like the colors. I don't use a lot of pink blushes, but sometimes these products that look pink on other people's skin tones actually pull a different shade on me. So I would definitely be interested and potentially picking up a trio, and I'm actually just waiting for something to drop on the rewards. I really want to pick up one of the Rouge 100 gift cards with my points, and then I'm going to be making the last order I need to do my full face of Asian based makeup products. So many things going on in the background, and this actually might be thrown into that cart. Simply Posh Cosmetics has come out with their Citrus Punch palette, and this one has 18 shades. It's really, really pretty. I believe it is coming out in 2 days from me filming this video. I think it looks really pretty. I've seen really good things about their formulation. I believe I've even seen some of the videos, and the formula looks nice and thick, pigmented, blendable, all of that. I personally would have liked a more curated version of this particular color scheme. I love it, but I just want something curated, more like a 9-pan of this. And like I said, I just don't need to be bringing in too many products. And since I've already bought an eyeshadow palette that I need to test out and review this month, I'm gonna be good. About Face has also come out with some new shades of their liquid eyeshadows, but they're also showcasing a new formula, which is their Ultra, I think, base, or their Ultra Arts. I'm very excited. I really enjoy About Face products, and I would love to see what comes out of this collection. Fenty is coming out with some more limited edition products. She tends to do that for each season, and this is just her summer season collection of 2 products, and it is a cream cheek product and a lip stain. I think these both look really pretty, but not things that I need. Personally, I wouldn't get any use out of them, so I am going to go ahead and pass. Rose Inc and Refi are also coming out with some new products. They're both lip products. Refi is coming out with a lip buff, which I believe is just like a moisturizing lip product that has like a scrubby brush on it. And then Rose Inc is coming out with a hydrating balm. I think both of these products are perfect for the time. A lot of people are really starting to enjoy these glossy lips with the lip stains to kind of add some color. So I think these would be, you know, things that people get a lot of use out of. I'm just personally not going to pick up either of them. I don't know if this sale is still going on, but in the event that it is, Unearthly is doing 30% off of select products. A lot of brands are doing some sale right now for Mother's Day. So definitely gird your wallets for ensuring that you don't overspend. I think pretty much I'm going to be not picking anything up. If anything, when I sit down, the one brand that I really did want to pick some stuff up is from MIKA Beauty. They have sales on their brushes right now, and there's some brushes that I definitely want some duplicates and triplicates of. And I need to sit down and clean my brushes too. But that would be a nice reminder to like clean the products that I already have as well. You know. Loose Beauty has come out with some bronzers, but these are interesting. These are putty bronzers. I definitely want to pick one of these up. I'll definitely be picking up the darkest shade, so definitely stay tuned for that. It is $22, and you guys know I love a good order at Ulta. I love a good order at Ulta. Give is coming out with some new products. So they're going to be coming out with some multi-dimensional highlighters and a cream contour and bronzer duo. So that is very, very interesting. I definitely want to at least swatch these. I believe they are actually available now. I've seen some more posts since pinning this particular photo. But yeah, definitely intrigued. I've enjoyed all of my gift things. I'm actually wearing my Give Quad today in Rich Girl. I'm using, let me see if my, yeah, I'm using the two matte shades on my eyes. I just buffed this darker shade on the outer V, and then I took a flat brush with the lighter matte shade and I put that all around my lid. The funny thing is that the brush that I use actually had a little bit of shimmer, so I did end up actually getting a little bit of shimmer on my lid, even though I wasn't intending to. So definitely intrigued by Give's products. And it looks like it'll be early launch available at Sephora for Rouge members on the 16th. So that's only a couple days from now. Definitely could see me picking up both of those products. Lunar Beauty is also coming out with something. As of the last time I checked their website or their page, they had not shown us what it was. Let me see. So it is actually a lip product. So they're coming out with lipsticks and lip liners, and they'll be launching Friday. That's all I know. Definitely excited. Lunar Beauty, I feel like, is one of those influencer brands that is very underrated, but comes out with excellent quality things. They don't launch a lot, but when they do launch, it is very purposeful and good. So I'm very excited for those products. Another brand that's going to be coming out with some new products is Rim. They're coming out with a Sweet Dreams eye and makeup prep product. So I'm assuming it's going to be like maybe like an eyeshadow base, maybe. Either way, very excited. I can't wait to see what the direction for the brand goes now that Ariana Grande is actually the sole owner of it. Unearthly has also come out with this eyeshadow 6-pan, which is all looks to be multi-chromes. No, it's 5 multi-chromes and 1 intense metallic, and it's $88 for this palette. I'm not doing that. So definitely let me know if you picked it up, because absolutely not. Something that I have not pulled the trigger on, I don't know, I don't feel an urge to pick it up, is from Adept. And this is their La Cienega. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce this word, but it's this palette right here. There are 10 buttery mattes, 1 multi-chrome, 2 duochromes, and 2 intense shimmers. $50. It is available right now for pre-order. I haven't picked it up. I don't think I will, even though it's neutral palette and I love Adept's formula. I don't know, this palette just doesn't scream to me, so I'm just going to keep pushing forward. It looks like Makeup by Mario is coming out with a cream blush. I haven't tried their other bronzer in this compact, but I do know that a lot of people were complaining because it was very natural. So I'm probably not going to try this cream blush as well, because it's probably going to give me that same product, and I already have their cream blush stick. So I think I'm good with that. Lawless is coming out with a whole collection where they have this watermelon bright pink red type situation for a range of products that they already have available. I think this is very smart for the brand. I don't think I'm going to be picking anything up though. And I do have one mini of their plumping lip gloss. I think it's fine so far. I know a lot of people love it. Granted, I've only used it once, and I only used it as a topper. I haven't used it by itself as the actual lip product. So once I get some more use out of it, I definitely will be giving you guys a review. But overall, I think that none of these products are going to be something that I really want. So last time I talked about this was the Bobbi Brown Trio. I said I needed to have it. I wanted it. It was a must have. I need to see what the swatches look like of the darker one on the person of color. There is a swatch photo here, but I suspect that it's not swatching the darkest trio. At least I hope. We will see, but if it is, absolutely not. I will not be picking this up. I also need to know where it's available. I know it is available. On this post, it says it's available at Bobbi Brown. I'm hoping it's available at Sephora though. So we will see, but I'm definitely interested. Something else that I'm actually going to be going ahead and passing is from Cleona Cosmetics. They have come out with a new eyeshadow palette, and it is all shimmers. It looks like 8 shimmers. They're all new, multi-chrome situation for the brand, but I don't know. I just don't need it. I'm not interested. I'm over it, kind of, honestly. I have so many of their multi-chromes in a singles, and I just don't want a palette full. Another thing that I originally wanted, and I don't know if I want it anymore, are these duos by Benefit. I don't know, they just look a little thick, you know? I'm sure they're thinner than what they appear, but I'm not as enthusiastic as I was when I originally saw it. So we'll see. I know this will be coming available at Ulta when it officially comes to the US. Apparently it is available right now for pre-order on Revolve, and they are $24 each. Adept is also sneak peeking a new palette, and this one is, they haven't told us much. I haven't seen anything. I think I've even gotten an email, but you really haven't seen much of what's going on. And for whatever reason, my app is having difficulty recognizing where I'm putting my my hands. But basically, this is a new palette. They're sneak peeking. Depending on what's going on inside, I may or may not go ahead and pick it up. Bare Minerals is coming out with some new shades in their bronzer range. Neither of these shades are going to work on my skin tone. I also haven't tried this range, so I'm going to go ahead and pass. Makeup Revolution has come out with the products that they're going to be releasing for their Fortnite collection. And I must say, this was definitely not what I was expecting. I feel like this is definitely a huge miss. I don't play Fortnite, but from what I can see, this is just a huge miss. Definitely let me know down below if you think it's a miss. It's just not it. It's not it. So yeah, I definitely talked about a lot of products, and I think that there are definitely some things that I'm interested in. There aren't a lot of things that I feel are a must-have that I have not picked up. I think for me, it's just gonna be maybe picking up a couple of bronzers to just robust out my bronzer hunt week, which I'm so excited for. Like I said, I'm aiming for it to come out in the month of June. I'll be having just a lot more things off of my plate that month, and moving forward, I'm just excited for the new changes that I'm making, and hopefully they're for the best for me long term. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this extremely long video. I will be aiming to get this video up today, which is Wednesday. I told you guys this was going to be up on Wednesday, and I finally was able to make some decisions to have some time to sit down. I will be aiming to get my Tuesday video up tomorrow because I have the time. So yeah, just bear with me. I'm getting through these next couple of weeks, and then hopefully I can be a lot more consistent again. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow for my next video. Bye guys.